Hi, chat. Well, hello to whoever is watching. Nobody's on yet. So I just like randomly decided to get on today. I have not been feeling it lately, but today is the day. So I'll wait a few minutes and see if anybody shows up. Hi. Hey, can you guys say hello in chat just so I know that it's working and that you can see me and hear me and all of that? Also, I need questions. Hi. I'm going with Reverend Heather's Reverend Heather, maybe? Hello. Ontario. I love Toronto. One of my favorites. Hi. Hi. House of Scrying. I want to say your name's Stephanie. Is it Stephanie? If it is, hello. And sorry if I doxed you. I didn't mean to, but I think you'd say your name. Yes, I remember. I remember. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Yeah, you did. Oh, that's right. It was in your channel name. Okay, so yeah, I still knew who you were. I could sense the energy that it was still you. Maybe you have the same account, like the profile picture thing. Yeah. Yeah, things are pretty weird down here. You are seen. I see you. So, we can chat, we can do a little bit of tarot. I'm not going to be on for super long. I don't know. I've been like trying to force myself to get back into um, the flow of things with doing like lives and even doing my YouTube readings. Um, I don't know. I've been closing out an operation and it is one that I have been working for almost 10 years. So, uh, bye, Rev. So yeah, I don't know. I've been focused on that, plus just everything that's been going on, doing private readings and, you know, writing, doing work with people. I think I had mentioned before, I've been working pretty focused on remote viewing and things like that. So everything's been good around here, but I don't know. There's just been this blockage with doing these readings, and I think part of that has been just the vulnerability that kind of comes up when you are working with energies that, well, I don't really know who a lot of people are, or the context or whatever. And I wasn't super prepared for what that was going to feel like to suddenly be connected to a lot of anonymous personalities and entities. And so, anyways, I'm trying to get back into it. Trying to get back there. Of course, Dove and Serpent Tarot, Paul has been, working as he always does. So, uh, no stopping in that on that side of the business. But He's just amazing. He can get into that zone, uh, I think a lot more easily than I can. My magic and stuff is a little bit more, I don't know. I guess, um, I don't wanna say sensitive. I have the tendency to pull back. I don't like to be watched while I'm, performing my, endeavors, I guess, so. But listen, we're it's a brave new world. We got to be here. I feel the calling. I feel the calling. We have to get busy. Um, all of us that, I don't know. We're part of this shift that is occurring, like it or not. So I don't know. I feel that duty, kind of like motherhood. This is another strong calling to, um, be a part of not only the dissolution of the old things, but, beginning to, build that foundation for, the practitioners and, beings to come. So I feel excited. I feel scared and excited. I don't know. Maybe some of you are feeling that as well. I'm not sure, but um, yeah, yeah, the depth for sure. And thank you. We appreciate you, Stephanie, Steph. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I never know what to talk about in these things. Um, as you know, I ramble. Does anybody have any questions, or should I? Oh, maybe I'll just start reading and do like kind of a general. I'm using the Thoth deck. I didn't set it up so you can see the table, but I will let you know what's going on as I pull them. So I'm, very interested in, we have this gateway coming up. We have a conjunction coming up. We have, um, obviously the eclipse. We just went into Mercury retrograde. Now we're going into a Virgo full moon and eclipse. And so obviously Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and it will be an interesting time, I think, for those of us who dwell in um, that summer energy, that deep winter energy in the South. But I feel the stirrings. I am a solar Virgo, so I'm interested in like what is going to be occurring in this next week or so, because it does feel, well, every single day that I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening today? But this next few days feels uh, as though it's going to set the tone for the next couple months, I would think. But um, hi, Chelsea. How you doing? Are you enjoying the warm weather today? All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to see what's going on in the next week. We have the Princess of Cups in the first position. So we're definitely in that raw emotional. It is the Princess of Cups is really that place where it's like when the plant, the bloom or the bud, right? It's starting to really like pull itself open. There is such a abundance of potential. There is a sense of not having gone through so many ordeals that you are washed out or you have been laid dry. This is a place that is full of what we would call the sweet waters, which are the waters that you can drink, right? These are There are a variety of kinds of waters on the earth, and most of them you cannot drink, right? Like we know we don't drink salt water, but there are ones that are heavy in minerals or bacterias or, whatever. So we have in the Princess of Cups this kind of like, you think of that like Goldilocks zone of like perfection where life can be. These are the waters that really bring that life force into that zone. Okay. So we have a very emotionally charged energy for you, one that is not like, okay, we're on like the verge of a tsunami or like some kind of, huge watery weather event. But what we do have is this kind of swelling, this gathering, this bringing in of, if you've ever seen the tides start to pull, right, this bringing in of water, this is very much that princess energy. So you are dwelling in your emotions, but you're also very much dwelling in the emotions that are around you. You are, I would say, like almost consuming it. You're living in that atmosphere, that feeling, And so when we have that kind of energy, we have to be very, very intentional about the media, the content, the quality of the information, the artwork, the inspiration, the environment that we're in, because it changes who you are. It really does. Where you put yourself changes who you are. Now, I don't know what part of us is really who we are. Is it the system that, the information runs through? Is it where, we witness the information, where we become the observer? Is it the feeling of emotions running through the program? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's all of it. Maybe it's none of it. I'm not sure. I'm not that smart. But what I do know is what we put into ourselves, what we dwell with, what we commune with, whew, that changes everything. It changes everything about who we are, what we are, how we interact with ourselves, with other people. So when this is the card that's really in that first position for us, that first station for us, uh, be careful. Be careful because it's going to dictate where you flow, right? Okay, so we're going to go into the second one. Second position. Okay, so we're dealing with the Five of Cups. So we have that kind of almost like, when you have these emotions, they're coming up, they feel intense, and I guess in this dynamic, I would think almost something like an unrequited love. It doesn't have to be with a person, though. It doesn't have to be romantic in that way. It could be, like when you align yourself with a philosophy or a belief where you think, oh, I'm gonna quit this industry, this job, and I'm gonna go back to school, and I'm gonna do what I know that I've always wanted to do, and you are moving off of these emotions, and that's great. But then you get there and it's like, okay, this is like a total like letdown. It's not what you thought it was going to be. Or you rise to that emotional level and then it's just absolutely like, there's no fulfillment. There's no you get to, not in a fun way. You get to that point and then you just cannot release in any way, right? So there is a sense of vacillating here a little bit. Now we'll go into the third position. We have the art card. So this is about alchemizing, uh, alchemizing some of this energy, and that makes sense to me. Um, Taking these high highs and sometimes the little skip in the record or the moment something doesn't continue to work for you and you have to adjust and there's that kind of disappointing feeling. Taking these things that we have learned and really synthesizing it into something that you can use in your growth, right? And to say it more simply, where you fail and where you really, really win and kind of indulge in the emotionality of it, taking both sides and everything that you can in between and putting it into something that you are creating for yourself. Okay, that's what the art card's all about, in my opinion, is that we take all of the BS of our lives, we take all of the fun, the great, the things we go to sleep dreaming about, that time when I was 13 and I was, I felt alive and free and untouchable. We, all these kinds of strands of things, we take them and we weave them into something, and that's what sublimation um and alchemizing really is all about when we're looking at it, anyways, through my paradigm. um so it is, there's a sense of a little bit of kind of unstable energy, not necessarily a bad thing, but stabilization through creating. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna look at chat here. Hi, Lisa. Yes, Chelsea. Sunshine for real. I was like sitting in the window earlier, just like a little bit of sun on my face. Hi, Kathleen. And Garnet. I was going to say Garrett, but I said Garnet. Sharon, hello. What can you tell me about myself in the future? Will I be doing traveling? Will I be with someone someday? So many questions. Yes, Sharon, I have a lot of questions too. But yes, let me pull for you in just a second here. The story of the experiencer. Yes. The experience. I like the experiencer. A lot of mood swings, and I have just had that. Oh, related to what I'm telling. Yeah, that unstable energy, having to kind of clear the energy of your, I imagine, home, or where you are sharing space with this person. Sometimes that's the only way that we can um meet our potential, is by clearing out those spaces. Also, I mean, listen, I am not a huge advocate of trying to save relationships by any means necessary. So you're never ever going to get that kind of vibe from me. I'm all about boundaries and cutting people off if they do not fit into the path work that you're doing. We must protect ourselves. Okay, let's see. Sharon, I'm going to pull for you. Are you going to be doing any traveling? Let's see. All right, so we have the lovers. The lovers. Who are you traveling with? Or who are you hoping to travel with here? We also have the Aeon. Ooh. So we have a new kind of a renaissance coming up here for you, Sharon. It seems like you are going through kind of a rebirth. I'm wondering, maybe you are going through like a rite of passage in your life. Maybe, kids getting older, moving out, retirement, or maybe you've gone down in some hours, you have a little bit more time. But it does feel like a marked, like, before and after. Now, the next card we have is, yes, the Five of Swords. So what's going on there? Okay, I'm gonna look a little bit more here. Abundance. Or the art card again. The beloved. I see, I see. Okay, so what seems to be happening here is that you get so focused on finding somebody who I feel like it's like you want somebody to kind of fulfill a few different things. And I don't mean like, oh yeah, he has to be tall. And I'm just guessing. I'm using a guy as a placeholder. I don't know. Man, woman, other, it doesn't matter. I'm just using that. So, they're this tall and they have to have this color eyes and they must have had this much schooling. I don't think it's like that, but I feel like you have these certain things that you carry with you, and they are things, and let me kind of explain here. Like, okay, so sometimes in certain kinds of friendships or relationships, I have had this thing where if we had a fight or something, or something happened, I'm really upset, and then like I go to a different room, I'm crying, I'm upset, whatever, and they don't come check on me. Very irrational on my part, depending on the context, to think that like this is a sticking point for me, that if they don't check on me, then I don't want to have anything to do with them. It's something from the wounded child, right? And so I feel like, I'm not saying that that is what you have going on exactly, but I feel like you have some very sensitive things within you and your story that you're hoping that somebody is going to be able to help you, or even just like come in and fulfill like those hurt places, right? They're going to fill them up and then it'll be okay. This is where I think you get into trouble, okay? Uh because, and I'm not saying this about just you, this is for all of us to hear. Nobody is going to save us. Nobody is going to fix it. Nobody can fix it. Nobody can save us. I know it sounds harsh, but sometimes it has to be, right? Because once we can see past that, once we can see that this is our work, then we're open to meet the people that we need to. Not the people that we are trying to find out of desperation because, I want to go traveling and I want to have a romantic life. And, I hope somebody that I meet will align and then I'll be able to do that. Screw that, dude. Travel, be in love, with everything. You know what I mean? If you have the means to travel, go and do it, you know? Um, and you will find love within that current. Uh, so often I think we wait and we wait and we wait. And I think that's where it is. But here's the deal, dude. I really think that you are going to make this happen. I think with that, the Aeon card met with the Lovers card met with the art card tells me that you are, when you are in your love space, when you are loving yourself, when you are honoring yourself, when you're doing what you and as an authentic being need and want to do, not like the being that's like, well, if I do this, then maybe I'll meet somebody, they'll see something in me, I'll attract somebody. Nah, none of that. You're doing this is what I like. And I don't really care if anybody else likes it, but if I happen to like meet somebody that like can see the value in the things that I'm also into, or the value in, how I live my life and all that, then yes. And I think that's what it is for you. I see it happening. We have a lot of beautiful, we also have that the 3 of cups. So just pouring with that emotional abundance. I hope that's helpful. All right. So what else? What else? What else? Is anybody preparing to plant their gardens? Is anybody starting to plant their plants? I have not. I keep putting it off. But it'll be upon us so quickly. I keep saying, Lenore, it's February. I live on the tundra. It's not going to happen anytime soon. But it will. Next thing I know, it's going to be like July. Who are we? Hello, Amb. Hello, Ray. Hello, hello. How are we doing? Welcome to the chat. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about? I have to start doing these live streams with somebody else, like getting people on here. I don't know, other channels, anybody who wants to like do tarot with me. I don't know. I think it would be fun to have conversations. Okay, let's see. This is Donna. Hi, Donna. Chelsea, I know, dude. And then they're sad in the garage or whatever, wherever you keep them. I don't have a greenhouse yet. I'm angling for one though. I'm not angling for. I need the material. I'm gonna build that sucker. All right, let's see. Am I supposed to wait for him? All right, let's see. Am I supposed to wait for him? Is he your beloved? Is he the manifestation of your beloved? If there's any answer besides yes, 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 then I don't think so. But we're gonna ask the cards. I'm trying to shuffle them here without throwing them on the floor. All right. So we have the Princess of Cups again. Are we waiting for? I'm gonna say yes. I think there's a lot of love here. Oh, okay. So we have the Knight of Swords, though. Let me see. We have the Nine of Discs. Huh. And the Fool. Yeah, absolutely wait for him. I think so. Yeah, but you have to like not fall into the enchantment of it. Being logical, making, good moves. Do not put all of your eggs in the same basket. With the Nine of Discs, definitely make sure that you're stacking your own money if you can. All that kind of stuff. Oh, thank you, Chelsea. Dude, I have been on a health journey, and doing jujitsu lately, which has been awesome. But it kicks my butt. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go back a little bit. We're going to see what I see. Insight into a move. Spirit's guidance. Thank you. Hi, Kathy. I'm going to pull for you. Let's see. Insight into a move. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands. We have the Chariot. So it's going to be some work. Prince of Cups. Emotional. I don't know if you are leaving somewhere that is very meaningful that you've been for like a long time. I feel like wherever you're at, you're very attached. It feels like a monumental undertaking to get yourself moved, and all of that goes into getting a new place and all of that kind of stuff. But I see it being a very positive change for you. It's like I said, it's going to be emotional, and I'm going to pull one more card to see. And then okay, so we have the Ten of Wands, which for a move, that does not surprise me. It's just another layer of added pressure, which when you're moving, like it's almost more frightening when everything goes right because you're like, something something always has to go wrong when you move or you're moving or you're thinking. So that doesn't surprise me. I think it's just really like the anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety, emotionality, but it ends up being probably the best move. And because we have the chariot, I also feel like I should, it's ruled by Cancer. Um, there might be some it might be helpful to maybe do some kind of grounding exercises, um maybe doing something to get out the stress of stuff, making sure that you're not just letting it sit in your body. Like sometimes when we're really stressed, we just want to stay in bed, or we just want to like do what we have to do for the day, and any moment that we aren't doing stuff, we're kind of just like sitting and staring at the wall or at our phones or whatever. And you get what I call body locked, where all that energy is locked up in you. And so doing stuff that is going to keep your mind and body a little active so that you can process that energy. And that's stress. Okay. Okay, let's see. So Lisa White, current situation, going to work out. My favorite. Yes. Let's see. This is my current situation. Okay. Okay, so you ultimately are going to get through this thing. Again, we have this time we have this 6 of Wands, and we also have the 8 of Swords. So there's something going on where somebody, let me see. I want to see who this is. So we have the 2 of Discs. I almost feel like this is like a partner, maybe not romantic, maybe a sibling, maybe like a good friend. Um, I feel like almost like in your ear, like telling you, I don't know if you should do that, or I did this and this is how we did it and it didn't work, and maybe you, and I feel like it's almost like somebody psyching you out. Maybe not on purpose. I don't think it's like, malicious, but I think it is something that is distracting you. Um, then we have the Princess of Wands. So, yeah, I feel like really just leaning into what you feel like you need to be doing, what feels right to you. Intuition, but it's not just like raw, like I have this feeling that this is what I should be doing. I have, passion for this, so I'm going to do it. You have information too. This isn't like you're blindly choosing a path. You already have done a lot of the work. I just feel like you have somebody who makes you second guess yourself a lot, and they're probably like a great person. I'm not talking poorly of them, but don't listen to them. Stop listening to them. All right. Hi, Jack. Can you tell me what's gonna happen with me? I'm a Pisces. Okay. Let me read really quick a few more of these. Donna, is there someone new coming into my life? Thank you. I'm gonna start living my life and keep the door open. Babe, I am right there. Yes. Yes. Just make sure that you got that thing under the pillow, okay? Yeah, Chelsea, I'm with you. I have to be like into what I'm doing. Like this year, my other big goal is learning. Well, I can kind of, let me see, not to veer off too much, but this is my practice knife. I'm learning knife fighting, like hand to hand combat, and being able to use a knife. for that kind of thing. But like the footwork for it is a workout, dude. It's so much, but it's fun. It's fun. Okay, I just wanted to know if you're preparing for doomsday. Can you pickle an onion with an egg? Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you. Well, I don't know, actually. I know that when you are canning onions and cabbage, there are things that you have to really look out for. I don't know. That sounds like a riddle, though. It sounds like a riddle, and I'm going to think about it for the rest of the night. Also, Chelsea, if you get down this way or want to meet in the middle sometime this summer, well, I said that like 2 summers ago, I feel like. I know that we're somewhat close. Just hit me up if you want to maybe do something. We have tons of tournaments and stuff coming up, but also lots of stuff. I was just talking to a group of people. We're setting up like a kickball thing and for adults and kids. So I don't know if you're ever interested. Okay, so we're gonna go with, let's see, Jack and then Donna. Donna, I see your stuff and I'm gonna read for you, and then Chelsea, I'll get yours after theirs, okay? Thank you, Cynthia. I try to tell myself that. I'm like, girl, you're starting jujitsu at like 40 years old, you know? All right, Jack, let's see. What does the world say? What does spirit have for you? Okay, so we have the Two of Swords. So, of course, the twos are often about making choices, right? And obviously, you've been in your head a lot. There's a lot of kind of uh, back and forth, a lot of back and forth. Of course, I think that you are looking for some kind of ease in your thinking. Beautiful. We have the Four of Swords, which is truth within the Thoth system. So this is like, yeah, you have been looking for that peace. You've been looking for that like place where you can kind of just land. You can start to feel a little bit solid. You can maybe breathe a little bit. And when we have the numbers kind of doubled like that, the energy gets more and more intense. So I do feel like you are coming into a place where things are going to be okay, right? They're not necessarily going to be the best they've ever been, but I feel like it's finally a time where you can like unclench your jaw and your fists and you can kind of really take in. And that's, I, for some reason, I really get this feeling of like breathing in deeply. Okay. Um, we have the Knight of Discs. So a lot of this must have, it's taking place in your waking life. This is less about your spiritual life, your interior life, your emotional life. A lot of this has to do with practical stuff, right? Job, money, bills, family, friends, health, that kind of stuff. Now, the last card I pulled is the Prince of Wands. You are motivated. You're motivated to be doing this work. I want to know though. I want to know like where's the opening for you? Cuz this is, it's vague, but it's, so we have then the 8 of discs. And this is like this is a control thing. This is about feeling like you're in control of your life again. I feel like it's almost like something has been decided for you, taken from you, some kind of like aspect of your autonomy. Um Almost this might be a bad way of explaining it, but if you've had children, you kind of understand this. And especially, I imagine when you have a child or children and then you separate from the person that you've had children with. Um, Almost the sense of like, I can't make my full choice in a way that would just benefit me because I have these other factors to think about. And there's somebody, at least one person, that influences your ability to make those choices. So, it to me, it really is about like just kind of laying low, uh, stacking up your resources, getting into a place where you are feeling confident in your ability to make the moves that you want to, and then sticking to it, making those choices. Does that mean okay? Does that mean anything to you? Yeah, so I do. I think that there's probably, some situation in your life where maybe it's worth kind of looking at the dynamic you have. It could even be like you're taking care of your parents, right? And maybe you have somebody who's like really kind of demanding of your time and your attention and that kind of thing. Andrea, I love it. Andrea, two cats, mom. Girl, please lead. Please. Okay, so Donna, here we go. Finally, Donna. I'm sorry it's been a minute. Okay, let's see. Anything about new love interests? And then I know up here you said something else as well. Okay, 25. Okay. New love interests. Oh, Donna, this card, the Knight of Cups, is the card for the beloved. Like, this is the highest form of love in my estimation. So, yes, somebody for Donna. Not just somebody beloved. Beloved. Now, okay, so it is in the material world. This is not an astral lover, Donna. This is a material world person. We have the Knight of Discs. So, something well formed. I almost wonder if you already know this person. Okay, so then we have the Eight of Cups, which tells me this is a person that, you know what I mean? Like, that's, that sigh. It's a person that would be so wonderful, but like every time you get close to like, knowing one another or getting, to that next level, or even just having that opportunity to commune with each other so that you can start forming something, uh it's like they're just oblivious, they're distracted, they have other things going on, um just not good at devoting self to the process that is courtship or meeting somebody. So I think that's kind of, there's a dance going on there. But then the last card, Two of Cups. I think in this case, and, it's not that this is a person that I would say it's like a bad person or somebody that you should stay away from. I think it's just really about patience, learning somebody's cycles and, um, just kind of the way that they handle and react to their stressors, and maybe an avoidant type person. That's kind of like I'm anxious attached, I think. I think that's what I would be. And without maybe one or two people I've dated are they're all avoidant. I love avoidant people. That's why I love Cancer so much. um, but it just it can feel very personal um when somebody can't like meet you on the same like energy level or whatever in that moment. But sometimes you start to realize like you like to kind of surf the different currents that they have, and that it's kind of a dance. And sometimes I think that we have this idea, a very very sterile and made up kind of fairy tale idea of what love is. And love is as infinite as anything else. It's going to look like so many different things, right? And sometimes, the love that we have with somebody is not, it's not tidy. And sometimes it's just, you know, it's a lot, it's too much. But, that's where the work is. So as long as they're treating you right, and not betraying your honor or anything like that. And I say betraying your honor. Let me be clear about this. Betraying whatever is best for you, right? Whatever honors your ability to thrive in your existence. Nobody. Well, we don't want to be in dynamics where we're with somebody that's like being with the enemy, right? They're always like competing or trying to mess you up or whatever. Um, and unfortunately that can happen. So, Donna, yes, you're going to meet your person. Just keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on trying. Don't give up on it. The only time you have no possibility of finding that twin flame or whatever you want to call it is when you stop. You just don't even attempt to know people. The wrong timing. Yeah, that's what it feels like, is like when you are ready for this person, it's like they have something going on or they're distracted by something. Um, but I think it will align. Okay, Chelsea, I'm going to do yours now if you're still here. Let me look and see what it said. Oh, yeah, Chelsea, also, if you need my email, it's ulaishere@gmail.com. And it's on the channel in the like video somewhere. I don't know. It's somewhere on there. I haven't done any of that stuff in so long. Changed any of it. I don't know where anything's at anymore. I'm open to some insight or direction, general guidance too. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take a drink of water. I'm gonna think about onions and eggs for the rest of my life. Thank you to whoever the heck that was. Jack, may God bless you every day of your life. Many, many blessings on your head, my friend. Just keep going, keep working on all the things that, you feel in your heart, whatever's on your heart. Okay, let's see. Deception flies black magic. Ooh, dark magic. I don't like that. Okay, Chelsea. All right, so we have the adjustment card, which makes sense. You've said that you are changing some things up, working on some things. So we are really, when we have the judgment in that first position, it's so much about like taking the inventory of life. Right? It's really about like those first, like if you're thinking about it like a court case, this is where all of that kind of getting all of the police and the detectives and all of the different, evidence they have, getting it together into discovery and going through it, right? Trying to look at this, see what all this is. So sometimes we have to, right? We come to these points in our lives for one reason or another where we have to really be quite honest with ourselves about where we're at, what's going on. Are you on that path that you've wanted to be on? Are you doing the work that you know that you need to do, that you want to do? And all of the factors around that, all of the variables around that. It is not usually because of a fun thing going on in our lives. A lot of times it's like health or relationship dynamics or financial things or, whatever it is. But that's okay. These are the natural cycles of life. And if we didn't stop to look at things, we would be living in, I imagine like a situation where everything is coming into like a mummification, you're like living in a museum of your life. And so, let's see. We have the Hermit. Okay, girl. You really are. You're on a deep part of your journey right now. You are either out in or headed into the wilderness, as we call it, which is the theater in which we do that deep work. Okay, so we again have the Eight of Cups. So we have kind of almost, I feel like when you begin this process, you're like really into it. You do all the things, right? Like you get all of the objects you need, you get the books, you're watching the videos, you're starting to practice like whatever it is, if it's magic, if it's self work, if you're like learning how to build drywall or something, whatever it is, you get into it, but then that distractive, that like, oh, what if I got to start working on this so then I can do that. And you're down another rabbit hole. And really, I feel like it's kind of like you get into that mode of like, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to, like, I've done it. I don't want to do it. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it next week. We have the Ace of Cups. Ooh, we have that Devil. That's good. That's good. That's going to break up all that. It's going to break up those blockages. So very high key emotions here. I'm going to say this. I know it's in public and I'm not trying to like embarrass or anything, but there's a lot of like shame. Okay. I think surrounded around this, like, I start and then I can't get it going. I'm not getting the traction, right? The Devil card comes in and says, babe, stop looking around. Stop looking at other people. Stop like reading the book. I mean, read the book so you can get some of the tools and stuff, but stop doing other people's work. Stop doing other people's magic. Stop listening to the like testimonials and the, this worked, this is how it worked for me. And I had, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Let it go. You are on your journey, your journey, your journey. You're not on anybody else's journey. You know what's right for you. You know what works for you. You just have to be very honest with yourself about that. You don't have to say it in front of anybody. You don't have to like, announce it to the world. Like, this is how I'm going to do it this time and it's going to work because no, we move in silence. We're in a time when out there is a dumpster fire. I mean, like, let's close the shades. I don't want to look out there right now. You know what I mean? So we're not going to mirror that into our personal lives anymore. We're done with that. That's what they have been wanting us to do forever. That's how they keep us destabilized. That's how they keep us from finding and mustering and building and connecting and becoming something. They don't want you to be something. They don't want me to be something. They don't want any of us to be anything. And I don't know who they is, but there is a they. Okay? So when we get that devil card, it says, nah, no more, no more, no more. We are who we are. We know who we are. And we're not afraid to be who we are anymore. If that looks beautiful and attractive and cool and fun or not. Maybe it looks like a swamp monster, you know, clawing through poo and blood and, you know, whatever the worst thing you can think of. Sometimes it looks like that. And babe, you know what? That's where some of the best work happens. So the big thing here is just put them blinders on, get into that hermit mode, focus on you, your family, because I know your family is very important to you. And that's it. Beyond that, there's nothing else. There's nothing else right now. I'm going to do one more card. One more card. Yes, there we go. 9 of Wands. So you have the Strength card. Babe, you have this. You're golden. You're golden. Dang it. Capricorn, yeah. Yes, and I'm sure I've said to you or you've seen on my readings, I am also a Capricorn, but ascendant. So I get it. I'm always like, I always have that instinct, like, is this okay? Am I allowed to do this? Like, am I doing this right? Should I go ask somebody? I don't, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not asking anybody. But it's in our nature. Oh, I love you too. I'm so happy I'm like super happy to connect with you. It feels weird because it's like just me talking, but I'm reading your stuff and it does. It feels good. I've always enjoyed talking to you. And now I've known you for like years. It's been years. Can you tell me if I'm doing the right thing? You are an earth angel, Donna. Okay. Am I doing the right thing? I don't want to. Can we have some context? Because I don't want to tell you yes or no. That doesn't feel, I don't know. I need a little more than that. I don't want to be complicit in anything. Yes. Dude, we totally do. That's what you are so easy to talk to. Yes. I think that we definitely vibe. Hit that same wavelength. Okay. I think I caught up on stuff. KD, if you want to give me a little more context, then I gotta get moving. I should go make dinner and stuff. It's like 4. I feel so old. I'm like, it's 4 o'clock. I gotta make dinner pretty quick. No, it's not. It's almost 5. But still, I see dinner at like 2 in the morning. Nowadays, I go to, like, if I go out to eat, I go to dinner, like, which isn't often, but like when I go out to dinner, it's at like the early bird special time. Cause I be like that now. Yeah, you're doing the right thing. Yes. I don't even need to pull a card. I will though. Let me just pull the card. Yeah. You have the Queen of Swords. So this is, and you can see this is like a tiny card, and it's kind of like, this is like a Fugazi version of the. Um, I don't necessarily want to support the people that own the rights to the Thoth deck, but you can see she's holding the mask or the head, right? And she has the sword. This is the cut through all the everything, the BS, the veil, the masks, the lies, the deceit, the all of the reasons why you might be like treating people poorly, all of my excuses and that kind of thing. And the Queen of Swords just says, dude, I see you. I see what it is. I see what it is, babe. You're not going to get this one past me. So, sometimes it is. You have to separate your empathy and your understanding from, what needs to be done, because you can find yourself in really dangerous places if you are somebody that allots somebody a lot of room, and you already know that they don't honor you, they're not respecting your well-being. uh, and of course we all have our moments and whatever, but if it is a persistent thing and it's like you're living in that kind of stressful situation and you have the ability to exit it or stop it from being what it is, yeah, you got it. You have to take care of yourself, you know Oh my gosh, eating right before bed, Chelsea, that's the big thing for me too. I I like I've been like I've been eating ice cream. I've been eating ice cream like for the last couple of weeks, sometimes before bed, and I'm like, babe, it's too much. I love it, the sugar though. And then I'm just like, I'm all like, I'm being TMI. I don't care, you guys. Listen, I'm a mom and I talk about all kinds of gross stuff all day long with people, but like, I just sweat like crazy while I'm sleeping if I eat right before bed, especially sugar. Okay, hoping the card tells me if things at work and a meeting I have, a new senior manager, goes in my favor, and that legal cases I have settled in my favor. Okay, so first card we're gonna pull, things at work. So is it gonna go in your favor? Okay, so first card. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups, so luxury. I would say yes. I think it's gonna go in your favor. Absolutely. And then let's see. Legal cases settled in your favor. All right, and you have the Two of Cups. You have the Four of Cups and the Two of Cups. Like, I feel like you are gonna have a little streak here, Rini, where it's like it feels like it's all going in your favor. And not only that, you're like living it. It feels like you're in a place where it's like, I kind of don't even know if I should believe that all of this is happening, but yeah, it does. It seems like things are gonna be good. A lot of of like joy. I feel like joy coming out of this for you. Peanut butter. Oh, that sounds so good. Yeah, with the sodium, absolutely. The inflammation is wild, especially like as I've gotten older. I've noticed that I can feel if I've eaten things that cause inflammation in me, which sodium and obviously like the sugars and stuff definitely do for me. Um, it's like I wake up, I'm like, oh, what happened to me? Yes, yeah, exactly. The swelling. It's just the retaining water and all of that. You know what's so funny? I made a salad last week and went out of my way, Rini, to get dates because they are absolutely the best. And I love to have like a little piece of cheese with the date or like a little green olive with my date. I'm like, oh, I like to mix the taste together. If you crave salt, have nuts. Also, you're reading my mind because I just told my husband like yesterday, I was like, get ready because this summer we are eating protein and we're eating date or eating nuts. That's like, those are going to be our snacks. We're having lots of, like lots of chicken breast and that kind of thing. And we're having like nuts with it. So, yes, you're reading my mind. It makes all the difference. Yeah, absolutely. When you're eating like clean or whatever that means, yeah, it feels a lot different. All right, you guys. Ooh, stop it, Lisa. She says dates with cream cheese and a walnut is divine. Oh my goodness. Now I'm gonna be eating before bed, Lisa. Yeah. Oh, Mediterranean diet. Yeah. If you know my husband Paul from Dove and Serpent Tarot, he is Greek. He's Greek and Italian, so he's always bringing that kind of Mediterranean vibes. I know, making me hungry too. Well, I want to say I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Definitely, I know every time I'm like, I'm going to do more lives. I'm going to really attempt to do more lives. I enjoy doing them. Um, so thank you guys. And um, yeah, take care. be be well. You too. Thank you. Bye, Chelsea. Bye, everybody else. Bye, Lisa. Bye, Rini.